Good day to you all. I'm the Squire, and welcome to something very special. A very, 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 very special kind of E3 discussion. This is going to be a first for my channel, and I'm not alone this time. Now, while John might be doing something somewhere else, I have gathered two individuals, two good colleagues of mine. With me today, I have Jenny G. How are you doing?
Hi, I'm doing well, thank you.
Excellent. But it's not just the two of us. No, indeed. I bet you're wondering, who is that yellow M&M-looking fellow with the shades on the thumbnail? Well, that is a guy known by the name of Rye. He's Rye Guy. Rye, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm enjoying Pac-Man and Kirby as usual.
I concur as well. Anywho, so E3 2020, that was a thing. I mean, no, it wasn't.
Sure wasn't, no.
Maybe it was,
yeah,
and nobody
last
just
year,
knew. No, just nobody knew.
Yeah, not gonna lie, last year after Xenoblade Chronicles came out, close to my birthday, actually, had my fun with that. E3 rolled around, Summer Games Fest, I should say. A nice PS5, Ratchet and Clank stuff. Other than that, it was a light summer, So, now we're starting to get back following the pandemic, which is a breath of fresh air, frankly. And the irony is that E3's probably not going to be around for much longer, but it's always nice to get these out. It's a tradition.
Yeah, they might be going. Oh.
I didn't realize how much I didn't realize how much I liked E3 until it came around, until it was gone. When it was gone, I was like, okay, whatever, I'll just get my gaming news from other sources, like the direct presentations and stuff. But now that it's back, it's like, I'm glad to have that 1 week where it's just a bunch of news all at once. It's just it's exciting. I'm looking forward to it again. I didn't realize I'd be looking forward to it so much this year.
Yeah, it's like after
sure.
last year, I wasn't really excited for presentations as much. I didn't really feel like we needed them. But when they were back, they were definitely exciting, like the Direct we had in February and now going into E3.
Yes. All right, well, I think we've rambled on about the past. I'm sure we all want to leave 2020 behind and all. Let's focus on the now. So, right here, I have my prediction list. And I'm going to start off with a company that no one likes. Let's be frank. Nobody in this call particularly likes Electronic Arts. And I only have one prediction. They will disappoint people. And probably a Star Wars game.
I have a very bold prediction.
A Mass Effect game too.
Okay, yeah, those are some good predictions. I have a really bold one. Okay, so hear out my pitch. Okay, so the EA presentation is going to come, and we're going to see something called a sports title. And there's going to be several of those.
Oh.
What's the number of entry in the sports title? You've picked my interest.
Yeah. This would be a game called Madden 22.
Holy sh!
Oh man, that's a little bold. We're starting kind of bold.
Also, there's only going to be one game people like at the whole presentation.
I put down one EA prediction. It's less of a prediction and more of like wishful thinking, but Battle for Bikini Bottom, I think Rehydrated came out last year, and it proved that licensed game remasters can do well. They can be popular. So I think it would be very cool if they did a Simpsons hit and run, either sequel or remaster. And Disney has been pushing The Simpsons a lot lately, and I think it would be cool.
As a like-minded Simpsons fan, Jenny, I would be very much on board with that. I saw Simpsons hit and run in my youth, and I saw that it has a remarkable following to it, but, I never really had the time to invest myself, especially since the retro gaming market, so to speak, right now is pretty crap, honestly. The prices for PS2, GameCube, and Xboxes are quite high right now, unfortunate.
Yeah, I'm in the same spot where it's like I'm a big Simpsons fan, but I haven't played Hit and Run, and it's hard to come across it these days because of the used market, like you said. So I think a remaster would be a good idea. They could probably update some things, add more characters, like new locations. I think it'd be fun. That's my only EA prediction.
I hope that actually happens, because that would be rad.
Oh.
Yeah, I want to play as Burns and Skinner. Those are my two favorite
yes.
characters in the series, without a doubt.
I would love to play as Skinner.
Yeah, at this point, I'm probably just gonna finish season 9 and 10 of Simpsons, call it a day with the Golden Age, and just go about my day. Anyways, we're divulging into more media, Lego Dimensions, I guess, but that's neither here nor there. Let's get on to Microsoft, and I suppose we can pick at this one by one. And I want to start with this. Bethesda is going to be there. This is their first E3 with Microsoft, and I guarantee you there's going to be a blowout of Bethesda news. And I'm specifically thinking that we are going to see the Elder Scrolls 6 in some shape or form.
See, what I think with Elder Scrolls 6 is it's very far from ready, but they're going to be like, oh hey, this is still coming, it's going to be on Xbox, you should get this game, and then they'll show off Starfield.
Kingdom Hearts 3 was announced in 2013.
You make you make a fair point.
I've waited longer, so I don't care if it's like a late gen game or whatever, it's gonna come. And I think we're gonna see it soon.
I think we're gonna see Starfield first before Elder Scrolls 6. I think Starfield's gonna make a big debut here, and I don't think it's gonna be out this year. There's been a lot of rumors about it though, so I do think we will see it soon, and I think Elder Scrolls 6 will be in the void for a bit longer.
I didn't have Starfield down because, I'll be frank, I forgot about it, but I know it's a new IP of some sort. I think it was.
It's a new IP space RPG. I don't know a whole lot about it either.
I also had Fallout 5, but it's like, again, it might be that time, Fallout 76 wasn't a slam dunk particularly, and Fallout 4 was 2016. 2015. It's been quite some time, and I'm sure, since Bethesda has been acquired, I'm sure Microsoft's gonna be like, so we're gonna get those titles, right? We got Doom and Fallout, Elder Scrolls. Take your time with that, and I'm sure Todd will be like, yes, of course.
Yeah, I mean, I can see Fallout coming. Another prediction I have for Xbox, which is pretty obvious, is that Halo's gonna get a lot of stuff shown. We'll get a release date. And I also think that another game that was already announced that we'll see is Everwild, the Rareware game.
You see, I had Halo Infinite written down for the last, but yeah, I guess we could talk about it now. Halo Infinite's supposedly coming out this year after being delayed from the Series X launch. Yikes. But it looks like it might shape up to be very interesting, and I'm someone who's played a lot of Reach, and just a slice of 3 when I was younger. So I'd be very interested to see what Infinite's cooking up, especially since I just skipped 4 and 5.
I'm not a Halo fan, but... Oh, sorry, you can keep going.
No, it's fine.
Okay, yeah.
I was just also going to mention... as for Everwild, like Rai brought up, I do have a prediction. We are also going to see Perfect Dark. That was revealed at the Game Awards.
That would make sense.
I think it might be pretty far off.
Yeah, but I also wrote down, if we're going to see any more rare IPs, I predict... Not Banjo-Kazooie. I predict Grab by the Ghoulies, just because it's like, what else can they pull out?
That's kind of what, because we got, what was it? Battletoads got a kind of random revival by another studio, and now Perfect Dark's getting that. So I can see that. I think Banjo is a ways off. I think Banjo is gonna happen sometime, but it's not at the time yet.
The Gage was instigated with Smash, of course. What were you gonna say, Rai?
I've had this strange feeling for a while that they're just gonna randomly bring back Blast Corps as a $20 digital title. I don't know why, but I feel like that would be funny.
That would honestly be kind of funny. On the topic of Halo, that's gonna be very interesting because I'm not a Halo fan, but the fact that their big marquee game got delayed a full year after that very unpopular showing has there was a lot writing on this what they're gonna show at E3, and I think they're going to probably have something bombastic to prove this is the game that people wanted, because it kind of rides or dies the entire system's reputation on that.
Of course. All right, so next up, this is one that I'm surprised we haven't really seen much of, frankly. But you know what? Given the studio, it's pretty obvious why we haven't. I think there's a good shot we'll see Cuphead Delicious Last Course at this conference.
Oh right, that is coming. I had completely forgotten.
Yeah,
I feel like
makes
that
sense,
might
actually.
morph into
It's
a
been a
sequel.
long enough time.
Yeah, people have been going on about Hollow Knight Silk Song and like, where's Hollow Knight and all that, and WayForward's been cranking out new Shantae after Shantae, and I'm just sitting here like, I wonder how Studio Moldenhauer's been doing, because last time I checked, we haven't gotten an update since the reveal in 2018, and of course the pandemic's probably had an effect on the game, but I'm interested to see where Delicious Last Course might go, it's been a while since I played Cuphead. I thoroughly adore the art style. That art style to me speaks out in volumes. And, I'm not much of a, boss battle kind of genre of games. I think Cuphead was it's a good gateway for that kind of game, personally.
Yeah, it's very fitting that Cuphead, the DLC, was also had the cycle of being revealed and then taking a long time to come out, but I think now is the time. I think it's been long enough. I'm maybe not coming out this year, but I can see them being like, hey, this game still exists. It's coming out like early 2022, and maybe it'll have a physical version or something like that. I think that makes a lot of sense.
For sure.
I do feel like Microsoft has a lot riding on this E3, similar to what Jenny mentioned, but just like in a broader scale, not simply just Halo, because they have a lot of games announced, but they don't really have too much out yet on the new Xbox. So they've really got to like announce those titles, get some release dates out, maybe show some stuff that people aren't expecting to see so soon.
All right, before we move on, I did want to do a quick lightning round. I'm 50-50 on Forza bringing a car because this presentation is going to be digital.
I actually had one more thing before we move on for Microsoft. Is I think we're going to see another trailer for Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga at Microsoft's conference, and I think it will. Yeah, because that's where it got the initial trailer, and I think we're going to finally get a release date for it. I think it's going to come out on November 5th as a big holiday title. It'll be there, and the trailer will it'll be their big Warner Brothers TT Games release for the year.
That would be really
they could
cool.
also throw in a teaser for Lego Marvel: The Infinity Saga. I'm just
Oh,
saying.
that would be really cool.
Don't hire me, Traveler Sales. Also wanted to bring up real quick.
Wait,
we're probably going to see miscellaneous
actually,
Game
before
Pass.
we move on, I had a thing on the Forza car.
Yeah.
Okay,
did.
so I actually have a proposal here for Microsoft. So, we might be getting another Forza Horizon game soon, which is the same series that we got the Lego car from. And a couple weeks ago, I had this really funny idea. What if they do a crossover with Disney Pixar cars, and instead of showing off a regular car...
Oh my god.
Ciao!
Okay, so
right,
let me
you hit the-
continue. Instead of showing a car,
Okay.
they show a truck, and it's Mater.
Oh god. Okay, you set my hype up because I love Cars. I'm actually an apologist for the first movie. I hate Cars 2, and I'm kind of lukewarm on Mater, but it is what it is.
See, I'm not doing that in a genuine manner. I feel like it would be
I know,
hilarious
I know.
if
It's
they just
structured,
put
like-
Mater in a Forza game.
It needs to be structured like those Mater shorts where it's like he's telling a story about it to Lightning, and Lightning doesn't believe it, and then Lightning gets revealed.
Lightning
Exactly.
shows up halfway through the trailer. That's amazing.
Yep.
Yeah, see, it's
Okay,
perfect.
yeah. So then, other than that,
I love it.
So other than that, I had Xbox Studio Showcase, exclusive, and whatnot. I had Game Pass updates, one or two celebrity desks.
Celebrity Desk
never
is
heard
my
of a-
favorite.
Oh God, please don't let it be the one from Code Geass. I swear to God. Gears 6, but that could. I didn't realize Gears of War 5 came out and it stunk. But anyways, Rai, you might need to take a back seat because Jen and I are about to gush about Square Enix for about the next 15 minutes or so.
Yeah, the door is right there, so I'm probably just gonna leave.
All right, Jen, you want to kick things off?
All right, so okay, I'm gonna start with about a mid-tier prediction. It's partly like wishful thinking, but Like every other like Final Fantasy game that came out after 7 is on Switch, except for the 13 games, and I think it's been enough time. It's been almost 10 years since those started coming out. I think we're going to get a Final Fantasy 13 and 13-2 remaster for the Switch, PS4, PS5, Xbox. And it will mysteriously not include Lightning Returns, and that will get a port later on. And I say that because it's Square Enix, and they're like that sometimes. But I think it's time to bring those back, kind of give them a modern sheen. I mean, they look visually great, honestly, still today. And I personally, I would like to be able to experience those on a major console. So I think it's kind of their time.
Interesting. You know what? You bring up a good point, because 13 is on Game Pass, to my knowledge, so it has pretty strong odds, all things considered. Now, I did want to backtrack to earlier entries a bit. There's still no feasible way to play Final Fantasies 1 to 6 on any more modern platforms, so I think there's potential to see a collection. And God, I hope and pray that 5 and 6 are their Super Nintendo ROMs, so help me if it's that iOS gross art style.
That art style is awful.
I'm lucky that I have the Super Nintendo Classic Edition, and I can play 6 that way, but that's not my main Final Fantasy prediction. I think we should just address this. Final Fantasy 16 is probably going to get a new trailer that highlights more of the world and characters.
Yeah, that was next up on my list. I think we're going to see more of Final Fantasy 16, and I think they will confirm a delay, but it won't be a drastic delay. I think it's going to be confirmed for March 2022. If it reaches that, we'll see. But
like a soft Breath of the Wild sort of thing, where it's like, it's coming out in 2016. I mean 2017.
Like there is that whole Square see you in 2030 meme, which I think gets a little overdone, because I get it. It happened with Kingdom Hearts 3, Final Fantasy 15, and 7 Remake, but I think 16 has a new staff working on it who seems to be pretty competent about getting it out on a reasonable schedule. They even commented on it several times in the marketing and interviews and stuff, so I think it would have come out this year if not for COVID, but I think with COVID, it's probably going to be pushed to probably March 2022 because fiscal years. So I think that's reasonable. Maybe, I don't know.
Could be going up against Pokemon actually, but that we'll get to that.
That'd be wild.
Yeah, I feel like if Final Fantasy 16 moves into 2022, that first half of 2022 is just going to have another title and it's like long list of things that are already planned to come out because they were either delayed from holiday 2021 or were already planned to come out around then, and we're in store for a lot in just that first half of the year, more than you'd usually see.
Now Jen, I've been out of the loop for a few months or so, but I plan to get back to it. When does Endwalker come out for Final Fantasy 14 again? When does that come out?
That comes out in November, I believe. November 19th.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I writ down that 14's probably going to get a brief, focus on Endwalker.
They'll probably just show, the trailer from the presentation earlier this month again.
I sure hope we get a Balin minion.
Oh, God.
Actually, I have something on my notes. In the Square Enix section, I just wrote Balin bad, and I feel like I could elaborate on that by saying there'll be a random joke making fun of Balin for some reason, even though Square Enix made it.
That's unfortunate.
Well, there could always be a sizzle montage of the games that are coming out soon or just came out, and that's where we get our Balin fix.
It could get a Cyberpunk 2076 level of patch notes. Come on.
Oh my God.
Okay, I think so. These next two are going to age horribly. Around the 27th. I have Dragon Quest predictions written down here. I think 4 to 6. Are going to get ported, or alternatively Dragon Quest VIII from the 3DS.
Ooh. I would love to see a Dragon Quest VIII port, because I do want to get to that game eventually.
Now, particularly, this might age. I don't think we'll see Dragon Quest XII, but I think they might save that for TGS, if TGS is going to be a thing this year. They might tease it at here, but, as for, a full-blown reveal, I think that's more for Tokyo Game Show, if anything.
I think they're gonna tease it because I feel like it's the 35th anniversary and they want to make a big deal. I think it makes sense to at least confirm it exists and then maybe not show any gameplay till later. And I think 4, 5, 6 on Switch, that makes sense. I think that's the next reasonable step. And I could see like maybe them localizing some of the other Dragon Quest games that haven't reached the West yet.
All right.
I feel like with 12, it's going to be. We could see something reminiscent of Pokemon Legends, where they're showing like the next big title for the series because it's the anniversary, and then we might actually see some footage at the Dragon Quest event.
Yeah. All right. Well, there's only one thing I have left on here. Obviously, a more niche backlog gets ported, like Blue Dragon, guys.
God,
remember Blue Dragon?
We're gonna get the Gex.
I wish. Maybe this is the year we get Chrono Trigger. I think it's the time. We have the Mana games on Switch. We have like all these like smaller Square series, like World Ends With You. Like I think it's time for Chrono to have its time.
Xenogears.
Don't say that.
I can't wait for Chrono Trigger to be $20.
Monolith might pull something. We never know. But last but not least, Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2. Honestly, I don't think we're gonna see anything substantial. I think they want to give... Excuse me. I think they'll want to give the focus to Intergrade, since it's gonna be out around that time. Like, maybe, like, one final, like, hurrah. Just give it, like, the little spotlight. And then the most I can see is, like, maybe, like, a poster tease, like, showing, like, the entire party in the wild. Like, maybe some concept art of, like, the team in action exploring the open world. Like, we get stuff, like, maybe just, like, a piece of dialogue surrounding Nibelheim. And in terms of where I think the game will go, I think it might go to the end of Disc 1. And then
That's what I expect.
I think Part 3 is going to cover, well, I say cover in air quotes. Let's remember this game's taken a much more interesting direction. Essentially, Disc 2 and 3 in one fell swoop. I think Part 3 is going to cover that.
Yeah, that's what I expect too, because like we have like the characters and the plot and the all the twists set up from Part 1. I think Part 2 is going to build out the world, kind of be a road trip type thing. And then Part 3, they'll have like all the assets to use, and it can be a big plot to do all the wild stuff they want to do. But I agree. I don't think we're going to see it at E3. Intergrade's going to be out like a few days beforehand, and I think they want to give that time to shine. And I think Intergrade might have like some sort of secret movie Kingdom Hearts style teasing the next game anyway. So
you just reminded me.
Yep, that's a big one.
Sorry. As the resident Kingdom Hearts fan, I need to break the bank and say we're not going to see anything Kingdom Hearts substantial here. Nomura's already gone on record and say we're gearing up for the 20th anniversary. Oh my god, I'm getting old. They're gearing up for the 20th anniversary, so we're probably going to see something next year. But in the meantime, I keep saying this every Nintendo Direct. Can we finally get the collections for the Switch, maybe? Just please. They can run.
I don't expect that. The only Kingdom Hearts thing I think has a chance is Melody of Memory DLC, because Theatrhythm on 3DS got a ton of DLC. So I think maybe add some tracks that weren't in the game. We got some stuff from 3. I know 3 was missing a lot of tracks. They can add those in, or add some stuff from other Square games like Theatrhythm did. That'd be awesome. But that's the only Kingdom Hearts thing I could see.
Well, moving on from that heart-to-heart to another series, I have a heart-to-heart. And alternatively, we're now moving into Sega and Atlus, who have now been confirmed to be here. And this is going to be a more substantially big one. As for other third parties, I have like a miscellaneous category just because, you know, they could appear anywhere. But I feel Sega and Atlus in particular are going to have a big presence because it is Sonic's 30th anniversary, and god damn it, I have been on the edge of my seat for months, waiting for substantial Sonic news. You know what it's like to be a Sonic fan, waiting for the next big piece of news coming after Team Sonic Racing. It was a dry spell, and then we start getting this stuff in this year, Sonic Prime, card games, new voice talents, different direction, and Tails to Knuckles in the movie. I can't handle it. I can't handle it.
A rough transition to 2022.
Oh! I'll have you know, Mr. Guy, if you are also known as Rye, I will have you know that movie did better than any MCU movie released in 2020. Oh, wait a sec. That's right. Anywho, yes, Sonic's 30th anniversary is this year, and for what I predict, I think we'll see Colors HD or something of the sort. I'm predicting 1 or 2 collections for modern consoles. I think we're gonna see separate collections for the Genesis games, and we're gonna rope CD in that, and I think we might actually get the Tyson Hess ports, yeah, get Sonic 3 in widescreen with the different music for Sonic 3 Knuckles, because it's blocked by the it's blocked by. Yeah.
Sonic 3 getting a port would be really cool, actually. I think that would be a really cool announcement.
That would be great, for so long. Honestly. Yeah. There's a lot of Sonic stuff I'd want to see. Collections is the main thing, but I'm unsure if we'll actually get something when it comes to collections. The Colors remaster seems kind of likely, and I'm also unsure on that, but we're definitely going to get something this year before the big Sonic game comes out next year.
And I was just about to bring that up. The second collection I had an idea for is a specific Dreamcast collection. That's going to be from Sonic Adventure to Heroes. And I think another theory I had for who could be working on these collections is M2. And I think they've done a fantastic job bringing virtual games to modern consoles and giving them quality of life updates. You've seen this with Mega Man. You've seen this with Castlevania. You've seen this with Sega Ages, even. This might be their first forte into 3D, though, so I'm not sure how they want to handle, do we want to use the Dreamcast assets, which please do, or do you want to use the assets from, the Steam ports? Please don't. And then, or maybe Director's Cut and whatnot.
I feel like M2 is up to the challenge. I was actually recently playing their Sega Ages version of Fantasy Zone 2, which is a completely different game. And I feel like they could definitely do a collection with some 3D games in it. I don't think it would be too hard, especially because they did something else related to 3D, even though it was a different kind of 3D with all the 3DS ones. But I feel like they could handle it.
I think that the big Sonic game we get this year might be the adventure remakes that everyone has been hoping for a long time. I think with the way Forces kind of came and went, I think they might want to go back to basics, if you will. And I think a good way to do that would be to bring back the adventure style. It has that built-in nostalgia and audience with it, and they could potentially improve it. They could remaster it with really cool new visuals, redo the music, make it even better. I think that would be a safer way to experiment again without going too off rails or being too safe.
See, that would be a good and safe idea, but this is Sega.
Yeah. Well, Sega likes to follow. Sega likes to follow trends, is the thing. So the Werehog was a result of all the beat-em-ups that were popular around the late 2000s. Same the dark, gritty atmosphere with Black Knight, and by the way, pretty good story, all things considered. And you got character customization in Forces. That could be derived from a bunch of character customization that was surfacing in the mid 2010s.
Well, they could be following the uptrend of 3D platformers and make Lost World 2.
Yes. Oh, God. I'd rather not mix classic and modern again. But back to adventure remakes. Oh, my God. These two games mean so much to me, all right? If you guys don't know, Sonic Adventure 1 and 2, they are tied for my second favorite game of all time. And if you want to see my thoughts on these games, you can go hit those links. I'm kidding. I'm not going to plug here. That would be very discourteous of me. Yeah, but I think if they were to remake SA1 and 2, I think they'd be remade separately because both play the same, but they also play different, if that makes sense. They're in, the same engine, but both have, different, feels to both of them. And, whereas Crash and Spyro, they handled, pretty much one-to-one across all three games, with the exception of Crash and Spyro's weight in the first game. Sonic doesn't handle the same as he does in SA2, so they would have to fix that up. I'm also curious, the last thing about Sonic is I think if they're gonna like touch any like new kind of side with Sonic, and like reinvent the wheel, I want to see an open world take on Sonic. I think there's potential to have Sonic run around cities and like mountains and like just bounce off of these buildings, like, because that's fun. Like taking your momentum and just like catapulting it into like different parts of the world. So that's something I'd like to see, but I think we've talked about Sonic too much.
Yeah, an open Sonic, though, would be incredibly cool. I just don't think... It would be very hard to do, is the thing. There's a lot of risk in it.
The teams have, from what I've heard with Sega, the teams are, like, sort of internally, like, merging. So, like, the Sonic team we're thinking about that was responsible with Forces might not be the Sonic team that could be in charge of the next game.
That's true.
Yeah. So I think they're going to try to go all out for this one. If it will work out, I don't know, because I'm still kind of burnt out by Forces. But I want to have hope. I like Sonic. I want to see him flourish and succeed.
I want to see Sonic do good, but I can't be excited until I actually see what's coming. I'm skeptical.
Ry's got a good point. It's important to keep your expectations in check, folks.
Exactly.
Now with other Sega stuff, we spent a bit too much on Sonic, apologies. I'm expecting another Persona 5 spin-off.
It's time for Arena. And it's time for Persona 5 Arena.
Yes, I want to see the investigation team growing up, you know? I want to see Yosuke as the manager of Junes. I want to see Chie where she's like... She's not a cop anymore, like she's an understudy for Dojima, a detective, and, you know, they work with Naoto from time to time. I want to see Yukiko as the head of the Amagi Inn, you know? I want to see them. I love those kids so much.
I don't know anything from Persona, and most of those names resonate zero with me. All I'm gonna say
you ever watch JoJo's?
No.
Stands. That's all you need to know. That's how personas work.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know how personas work. Anyway,
it's like assist trophies from Smash Brothers.
Yes.
My funny thing I've been saying with Persona for a while is we have Persona Q2, which is basically Persona 5Q. Then we had Persona 5S with Strikers. Well, there's also Persona 5R with Royal. So we're gonna get all the way from T to Z, and that's going to be the spin-off where we get Persona 6.
I think Persona 6 could be teased at well, Persona 6 might be too soon. I'm not entirely sure.
I don't see Persona 6 as an E3 thing. That's Atlus doing their own thing and revealing it.
That's also a Tokyo Game Show or a Persona Symphony concert thing.
Exactly.
And they'll announce it 2 years before. They'll announce it for a release date 2 years before it actually releases.
Other than that, I think Royal and a Persona 3 remaster have a good shot coming to PC. Specifically Persona 3. I think you can take elements from Portable, like allowing you to control all of your party members at the same time. What a foreign concept. Applying that to a Steam release, I think, would be very beneficial for that game. Of course, there are challenges implementing the female main character, the femc, as the fanbase likes to call it. I'm not sure how you incorporate that from Portable, which was like strictly text-based, because, you know, the main build itself would be from the original PS2 release.
Yeah, I feel like something Persona 3 could happen, especially after 4 Gold did well.
I think we could maybe finally see a Persona game on Switch, but not Persona 5, because I think Atlus would want Persona 5 Royal to be the port, and that probably would not work on Switch because it utilizes the PS4 a lot more, from what I can tell. But I think it's been a year since Persona 5 or Persona 4 came to PC. I think it's possible it could come to Switch. I could see it being kind of a low key, like, oh yeah, Persona 4 is on Switch right now, like, kind of thing. Like, I think that would be, yeah.
That would be really cool. I don't expect it though.
I think it's got like a 5% chance.
Real quick, do we see Yakuza 8? Because they are popping these things out like bubble wrap.
No.
Okay, just making sure.
They're going to focus on Judgment.
I don't know.
Although, that's one more thing. I know we want to move on, but I just remembered that the Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania trademark came, or I think a rating came out a few weeks ago.
was also on my list.
I was gonna say, but I was gonna like open up by like saying, okay, we have one more thing, and just say monkey. But that opportunity is just
I'm sorry.
window. So
monkey.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. Monkey can wait. There's more monkey.
The last two things I had real quick. I think we're gonna see the Virtua Fighter that was leaked. And then if they're gonna bring back any classic IP, I'm going to predict Golden Axe as their next like small scale. Let's give this to an indie team and see what they can do with it.
Golden Axe is definitely something they could randomly do that for.
Yeah, I think Golden Axe has the strongest chance, honestly, of the classic ones. I don't think it's quite time yet to bring back Knights or Jet Set Radio. I think you'd need more involvement from staff like Izuka, because I know Izuka likes Knights quite a bit. Yeah.
Yeah, circling back to what I said earlier, it's probably not going to happen, but seeing something Fantasy Zone related from an indie team would be neat, since I just recently got into the series.
Yeah. Alright, so before we move on to the big cheese, I just want to like throw out a few other miscellaneous third-party stuff. Bandai Namco. Jenny, you mentioned... What... I'm sorry, a short-term memory. You mentioned Skywalker Saga during the Microsoft conference. I think we could see another project from Bandai Namco, because they also revealed Fighter Z, Dragon Ball Fighter Z, at the press conference there.
Oh yeah, Microsoft. I could see that. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I could see like if they have like because like Persona 4, one of the Persona 4 Arena games was on Xbox, so maybe they'll have Persona 5 Arena on Xbox as well.
I just want a One Piece game, like a One Piece adventure game like Kakarot, or even a One Piece fighter, which I'll get into that in a second. Rai, do you have anything to predict?
For miscellaneous third-party stuff?
Yeah.
I had a few things written down. A lot of them were just random Capcom stuff that was kind of expected that I just flooded into this part of the list, and we rearranged some things. I feel like the most interesting thing I have written down here is somebody's probably going to drop an NFT. And I think it's going to be Ubisoft.
Oh, no.
Oh, God.
Speaking of... I only have one thing for Ubisoft, and that is Assassin's Creed based around the U.S. Civil War. I would play that game. I do not like the new Assassin's Creed games. I would play that in a heartbeat, alright? Because I'm a big history buff. And I think the Civil War, it's like the closest, in my opinion, like the closest the closest you could get to like break into like the modern era, like the 20th, 21st century. Like, I think that's the closest you can get. And they sort of teased that in Assassin's Creed 3, like... there was, like, a quick scene where it showed, like, Connor, like, watching, like, the British, like, retreat back to London. And then, like, he looked behind him and he saw slave trade going on. And, like, he had, like, a frown on his face about that. So,
well, get ready. We're going to get Assassin's Creed Civil War sold exclusively through NFT.
Oh. I don't want to talk about NFTs.
I don't really either. I had it on the list, but we can probably move on.
What are you gonna say?
I have one Ubisoft prediction, and it kind of ties into our next one, but I might as well do it now to save time then. I think it's time for the Mario and Rabbids sequel, and my pitch for it is Mario and Rabbids 2 Nintendo Bash, and it will have them going beyond the worlds of Mario into the worlds of other Nintendo things, mostly stuff like Zelda, Animal Crossing, and Splatoon. And there will be new party members like Link, Rabbid, Zelda, Villager, like Rabbid, Rossetti, and so on. And I think it'll be another quick reveal. Oh yeah, Kirby, yeah.
So,
back
to Capcom. I'm gonna throw out another Mega Man collection, and I was thinking the Mega Man Star Force games, whichever. The one that's like sort of Battle Network like, but isn't the one with Mega Man Star Force. Essentially.
But it's the 20th anniversary of Battle Network, so I think that's going to be the next one.
Oh, I thought Battle Network was already a trilogy or a collection.
Oh nope, not yet.
Oh wow. And then I had Street Fighter V Switch port, and I feel like the next DLC they could throw in Darkstalkers maybe.
Huh.
Just put Morgan in Street Fighter. I mean, they've thrown other like beat 'em up fighter characters in there. Maybe just get Morgan in there. We haven't seen her in a while.
Yeah, for Capcom, yeah, the only predictions I have for Capcom is I think something Mega Man. I think it'll be Battle Network. I would have said X9 or Mega Man 12, but I think they won't want to step on the toes of Battle Network, which I do think is coming. And beyond that, I also am thinking I'm thinking we're going to see a Resident Evil game for Switch. I think that's been rumored for a good while, and they just got Monster Hunter Rise out, which was like the Switch version of the series that will go concurrent with the like PS5, Xbox versions. So I think Resident Evil will get Revelations 3 or something similar.
Yeah, Revelations 3 could happen, and I also had written down that we might finally see that rumored RE4 remake. And it's not going to look that good. It's going to look worse than the original.
No, it'll be good because it's Resident Evil 4. It's just not going to be a great remake.
Well, I mean, most of the remakes go with a big stretch from the original, but the thing with Resident Evil 4 is it didn't really need the remake, so it's probably going to make unnecessary changes along with all the stuff that Resident Evil 2 and 3 did.
They're going to add the tall lady to it. That's going to be in every Resident Evil game now.
I don't like her. Please, no, I don't like her. That's an unpopular opinion, I know, but like, y'all, Lady Dimitrescu, no, get her out. I don't like her.
Damn,
sorry.
You're a hater.
You know what I don't hate? I love Okami, and I think we could see a tease for a sequel, maybe, because there was like that small
Okami got
video.
a sequel, though.
Okami didn't on the deeds, I'm aware. Okami 3, okay? Okam 3, I don't... Look, there was a short video a while back with Kamiya and Ikumi Nakamura that they're, like, saying, oh, Okami's gonna come back, and that got me very excited. Put Amaterasu in Smash, we'll get to that. And my final prediction for third-party stuff, I think ArcSys is gonna make a new anime fighter.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And
another anime sword fighter? Seriously?
Okay, you're lucky I don't have Bleach down for one of them. One Piece would be my dream, but I don't think that's going to happen because One Piece isn't on the level as Dragon Ball in the West. I think there are 3 other series that could hold that mantle, maybe 4, depending on the audience. I have down for an ArcSys fighter, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Naruto, My Hero Academia, and I initially had Sailor Moon down here, because I think of any of the old late 90s, early 2000s Toonami shows that could have that popularity reach that Dragon Ball did. I think Sailor Moon would have a decent shot. You get the
Sailor Moon would be an interesting one actually.
You got the Sailor Guardians.
I would like that. I like Sailor Moon.
The Sailor Guardians, Tuxedo Mask, the Black Moon Clan, the Dark Kings, the Amazon Trio, the Amazonas Quartet. Oh my God, so many lovable characters. But yeah, personally I want to go for JoJo's. I think JoJo's from a marketing standpoint would make a lot of sense, and I'd love that art style applied to... I'd love that art style of a fighting game applied to JoJo's.
That would be pretty awesome, actually. I don't watch or read it, but that would be cool.
I know JoJo did have a fighting game way back when, but I feel like a modern system could do a lot of justice for it.
Heritage to the Future by Capcom, right? I know exactly what you're talking about, and regrettably, that is the only game this decade that I've emulated, because I'm like, I can't buy this, and I'm sad.
I emulated GaoCube.
Anyways, alright, we are about 44 minutes into our discussion. I think it's about a good time to get onto Nintendo. Do you guys?
Yeah, Nintendo,
yeah.
I like them. I'm finally not a fish out of water because I have a gigantic list here.
You know who I like? You know what I like that not a lot of people like, according to Twitter? The Pokemon series.
Oh yeah, Pokemon. I can't pretend I don't like Pokemon. Pokemon's really cool.
I started in Gen 3, but honestly, Gen 4 holds a very special piece of nostalgia in my heart. That's a generation that really carried me. It's probably because of Piplup family, and Empoleon's my favorite Pokemon just because I love penguins. So
I totally started playing Pokemon before Gen 7.
Yeah, Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl are going to get an overview trailer, and I think we are going to see quality of life updates, and returning features from Gen 4 that give it new life, like the Underground, the Battle Frontier. I'd be shocked if the Battle Frontier wasn't in this, but that's more of a Platinum thing, so it might be the Battle Tower. And I think the Battle Tower might line up because Sword and Shield had one, and not necessarily a Battle Frontier.
Yeah, I feel like we're definitely going to see Diamond and Pearl stuff. And there's a small chance of Legends stuff, but that might wait.
I'm getting to that.
I don't think we're going to see Legends at E3, but I do think Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl. Yeah, they'll show the quality of life features. They might confirm some like new, some of the Platinum features being in there. And I think it's going to come out on November 19th, as usual.
Yeah,
that would make sense.
The only thing I need to see confirmed as a whole is I need to see Platinum's Pokédex integrated into this game. That's my biggest concern right now, because there are a lot of amazing Pokemon like Gallade, Leafeon, Glaceon, Gliscor, Mamoswine. You can't access them until post-game in Diamond and Pearl. And that was one change in Platinum that I vehemently appreciated. And, there's also the Fire-type matter, there were only 2 lines total in the original Diamond and Pearl. I believe it was the Chimchar line and the Rapidash line. So when you got to Flint in the Elite Four, who specializes in fire, he had Pokemon like Drifblim and Lopunny and Steelix for some reason.
Those are some great fire Pokemon right there.
Yeah, I love how Steelix can learn Fire Spin or Fire Fang. I probably got one of those moves wrong.
I think I have 2 more things to say about Diamond and Pearl. I think they're going to show Tiny Cynthia. They're going to show the squeaky toy Cynthia.
Oh my God.
That'll be a cute reveal. That'll get lots of memes, I feel like. And I also think there's a chance we might have like Sinnoh forms of other Pokemon. I think that would be kind of cool to like they could have like snow forms of Pokemon, or like they could have like a cheeky joke with like a fire type Lopunny to like sort of like still mixing it up even though it's a remake.
I understand. Well, you guys mentioned Legends Arceus, and honestly, I disagree. I think Arceus is gonna get a new trailer. I don't think they'll show much. I think they'll just show like more what you do in the game and like what the story is, because we just got a tease of like, this is the environment, this is how the gameplay is gonna look, and this is what you're gonna be doing, and here's some characters you'll meet within the game. But yeah, that game needs a bit more tuning up in the shop, because I really hope it does well. I'm excited.
Pokemon Legends could be coming, maybe in your Pokemon Dreams, which leads into my next point. Pokemon Sleep probably.
Oh,
that.
I said a new Pokemon Rumble before Pokemon Sleep, right?
Pokemon Sleep is going to come. By the time Pokemon Sleep comes, I will be asleep, and it will be the year 2030. It will be at midnight and sometime in 2030. Or it just won't exist. It's gonna be like another situation like the Vitality Sensor, where it just won't come.
Okay.
That would be hilarious.
Alright. Next I had Pokemon Unite will get a release date, and it'll drop in like a month.
Yeah, that
makes sense.
Okay, and then finally...
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Jen, you can go.
Oh, I was gonna say it. This might have been your final point, but I think they're finally going to show the Switch version of Detective Pikachu,
And
that will be coming out.
Book. Read me
Yeah,
like
I think
a book.
that's coming out on August 27th. It'll be the 3DS version with a new episode that concludes the story. It'll be $60. It's Detective Pikachu. There's not much else to say.
I don't know. I feel like it might be a next year thing, and I also feel like they might go the Miitopia route and make it $50.
That would be better. That would be nicer.
Props to Nintendo for like staying at least 50 and 60 compared to next gen that's going to 70. Oh god, that makes my skin crawl. I was okay with 60. Like people always complain about $60, and it's just like you gotta take your punches with what you want. Like you gotta go in thinking about what you're gonna invest in. But I think we should invest time into the main presentation itself, and let's just rip this band-aid off. I think it's gonna open with the 10th DLC challenger for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
I could definitely see that.
Yeah, I agree. Smash opening with Smash is a pretty safe bet. That's just how you start a direct, basically.
Okay, let's throw out Smash Bros. Predictions.
Okay,
I feel like that's the next thing.
I'll go first. There's no telling who they could reveal. All right, because I had a DLC list a little while back that I put back when I did my Animates podcast with John. It is eerily. I like to call this list "You're close, but it's actually this." That's what I like to call my list. So I had Min, a Xenoblade character, either Rex, Elma, or Fiora. I had Sora on there. I had 2B on there, and I had a Capcom character on there, and Dr. Eggman on there as well. And well, I was close, but not quite. I did get Min correct, but I was gonna get the Aegis as opposed to Rex himself, which, you know what, I'm okay with. You know, to be fair, I wanted Rex from Mithra, you know? And I love Rex, I love that kid, and I would have loved to see him as playable, but, you know, better luck next time. I like that he provides moral support for his girlfriends.
Okay, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say my bold Smash prediction. That was supposed to be like a loud bang on the wood store right next to me, but I don't think it even showed up. It was supposed to be something dramatic, and I imagined it more dramatic in my head. Anyway, I have absolutely no idea who the next character is gonna be. Yeah,
this one's like after Min. It's a shot in the dark after a shot in the dark, which I'm thankful for. You know, like back with Hero, you know, like Hero's like codename was in the data, and then it was like, well, Banjo was only a matter of time. Terry leaked, and I anticipated a Fire Emblem character, and what do you know? That was the lineup. But you know, I didn't expect Byleth so soon.
I'm gonna be a bit of a downer, and I think Cinderace is gonna be the first character they show at E3.
Jenny, please no.
Every single first-party DLC character so far has been like showing off like a new world introduced in the Switch era, whether it be a new IP like ARMS or a new facet of an existing IP like Three Houses or Xenoblade 2. And I think the next logical step of that is a Pokemon from Galar, and Cinderace is the one that represents that region's whole vibe the most, with this whole athlete thing and how he has a Gigantamax form. I would prefer Toxtricity, but I think it's going to be Cinderace.
Okay, let me give my proposal, because this probably leads into a future point. Okay, so here's the character reveal. We have, like, it's like, first of all, you see, like, the arena from Kirby, and you see a bunch of the classic bosses. You've got Wispy Woods, Kracko, maybe even DDD, some stuff from Star Allies, and then...
I know where this is going.
Yeah, no, you know where this is going. And then you have...
I think we all do.
You have Bandana D come in. I think everyone knows that that's what I was going to say. And then that trailer leads into, like, oh, hey, you're interested in Bandana D and Smash? Take a look at this. And they show off, like, a new Kirby spin-off, and maybe even show off the title for the 30th anniversary.
Interesting.
On the topic of Kirby, I don't think it's going to be shown at E3, but I kind of just want to put this on the record. But I think when Kirby's 30th anniversary comes around, there's going to be like a trailer announcing it with like a big montage of all of his previous games, and it will end on a logo for the Kirby 30th anniversary. And then the logo will transform, and the 0 will turn into a D. So now it's a logo for Kirby 3D, and then it will begin a trailer for Kirby's first 3D game.
Yeah, see, that would be perfect. But I do feel like no matter what, we are going to see something Kirby at E3. Whether it be a spin-off, a brand new mainline title, or both. Because they said there was going to be some kind of Kirby game this year at some point.
I was meaning to bring that up, Rai especially here. He's a massive Kirby fan, much as I am a Sonic fan. And I just think a spin-off at this point is kind of moot, because we already had Kirby the Fighters 2, and that was a pretty good spin-off. That was back in October, I want to say. So I feel like announcing a spin-off before like the next game, I just think would be a head-scratcher. And there was already that article saying that they were going into the next phase, like we're going away from the Return to Dreamland phase and into like a brand new phase of Kirby.
See, the thing is, they've done that a lot. We had like 2 spin-offs right before Return to Dreamland. Both Mass Attack and Epic Yarn came out very soon before, and I feel like that could be happening again.
All right. I get your point then. I did want
to. And also, they did literally confirm there's going to be some kind of Kirby game this year, so we're getting something.
So I did want to rewind to Smash, just a little bit. I did have Kirby written down for this later, of course, but we touched it now, so we can check that off. I have 2 trailer ideas. Picture this: it opens up with a seashore. Now, before you start, no, it is not Sora. I would love it to be Sora, but that's more of a final battle prediction for me, in my opinion. It's going to start off with the shore. We're going to see Sonic and Mario brawling, and they're just going to, be duking it out, cartoon antics. And we just see, a small shadowy glimpse, hovering in the water. We don't know what it is quite yet, but it eventually, a wave, crashes down onto the beach.
It's Spyro!
You are a color palette off, my friend. The crate is it starts rumbling, and Mario and Sonic are what the hell is that? Next thing you know, this orange tornado spirals out and knocks Mario away, because it's tradition. Mario dies in a trailer, and Sonic looks behind him, and then Crash makes a stance. He turns around, and it's Crash bashes the party or something like that.
That sounds like a great trailer concept,
but
to be honest.
Here's my trailer concept, and this is somebody who I truly desire, and I think has a very, very strong chance, and has come more recently in the runnings recently. So imagine this. It starts in space, all right? You have Bowser's Space Armada, all right? And instead of Mario and Sonic fighting, it's Mario and Sonic working together. Link's there too, and Ganondorf's in the background being all smug and this beast has got it and whatnot. And left and right, you just see Sonic tag teaming Mario and Link left and right, and they're having no trouble, and Ganondorf's sort of getting worried, of course. Now, all of a sudden, you just see a weird radar looking view. Static pops up, and you see this radar view, and right before Sonic's about to land his final punch or something, you see a missile come out of nowhere, and then Sonic looks around, and then he looks up, and he sees his pupil shrink, that thing you do when you get scared, and then you hear
Zavok.
Oh, it's Dr. Eggman. Dr. Eggman, God, what was the... gives everyone a beating, like an egg.
Yeah, no, I was gonna guess that it was gonna be Eggman, but I had a feel. But then I remembered you had mentioned Amaterasu earlier, and I thought that might be it. But then I heard Space Armada and Bowser and Ganondorf, and I was like, oh yeah, it's Eggman.
Yeah. Jenny, do you have a character you'd like to see?
Yeah, so this one, I guess I'll do a brief trailer layout this time too. So open up in. It's gonna immediately give away who it is, but open up in Aperture Science Labs from Portal 2.
Okay, yeah.
It's not immediately clear that it's Smash Brothers, but you see in first person, you're playing as Shell. She walks out, she sees all GLaDOS and does a portal thing on screen, and then after you're done, GLaDOS teases you a little bit and then says there's a new test entirely. She just got an invitation, and then you open a portal that takes you to Battlefield or something, and then it's Shell and Smash. She can make portals and use those to jump around and fight. I think that would be awesome.
I think that would be busted. So what you're saying is it's gonna be Wheatley.
Yeah, Wheatley and Smash. I would take that too.
Okay, so before we move on from Smash Bros, I'm just gonna throw out my random stupid prediction that I've talked about for months. That if I just want to see if I say this, there's a chance I get it right. So I'm just gonna go on the record and say randomly chess piece in Smash Bros. And it could there are several movesets that could work for that. It could be a Clubhouse Games rep.
It's one of the most iconic games of all time.
Yeah, it is. We could literally just get a character based on the game of chess. We could do a Clubhouse Games rep. My favorite game is Superliminal, and that has a lot of chess-related things, just Superliminal. There's a lot of things you can do with chess.
Alright, so I want to say this right now. We're going to save Zelda for last, the you-know-what for last. But I do want to say Skyward Sword HD is probably going to get a trailer, and I'm betting you right now we're going to see, quality of life changes right off the bat. I think we're gonna see a moment where Link burrows, he picks up an item, and you don't get do, you got an item, and then it goes to the menu, and then exit backs out. No, he's just gonna dig, he's gonna get the item, pops over his head, and he's gonna move on.
That would be cool. On the topic of games that are about to come out when E3 comes around, Mario Golf.
We're
definitely going to see some kind of DLC for Mario Golf at some point, and I feel like at E3 they're going to be like, hey, they're going to have a trailer or something like this. Hey, Mario Golf is coming out in 1 to 2 weeks, and when the game comes out, we'll have this special character available for you if you play the online enough, and you can also get these costumes if you play even more. And that character, I think I had someone listed down. No, I did not. I feel like it might be Toadette, because she has a prominent role in the story mode. Or we could get, like, a random new character. Like, Nabbit was in Mario Golf World Tour, and I feel like we could just randomly see him come back.
Could we get Toadsworth back, please? I miss him.
Toadsworth is dead, I'm sorry.
No!
I think it's time we bring in the fork from Mario, one of the talking forks from Mario Odyssey. I think that would be fun.
I want that. I want that now. Actually, my main ideal with Mario Golf DLC is, of course, Wiggler, because Wiggler is my favorite Mario character. And recently I had the idea of King K. Rool in a golf outfit, and I need it now. I've seen art of it, and I want it to be real.
Oh, I love that.
You know, I remember K. Rool's baseball outfit looking quite ornate. I don't know if I'd like that, but we'll see how it goes. Speaking of Mario, though, I was thinking we might see a new Mario game in the works. I don't know what it could be.
Oh my god, a new Mario game?
Mario and Luigi's dead. You know, Alpha Dream's dead. So I don't know about an RPG necessarily, but like maybe like a new 2D.
I feel like we flip that M upside down, and you might have something there.
Yeah.
Oh, good segue.
Because I feel like we are most likely going to see WarioWare with a small chance that we get Rhythm Heaven instead. Because those games have like a lot of connections in their teams, like they have the same artist. I feel like it's going to be one or the other coming out soon. I really want Rhythm Heaven to come back soon, but I have a feeling it's going to be WarioWare. There's going to be some kind of random gimmick that's going to be really annoying, but it's still going to be fun.
Yeah, WarioWare I think is a pretty safe bet to come sometime soon. I would like a new Rhythm Heaven, and I think it would be cool because Nintendo doesn't really have a rhythm game on Switch yet. But WarioWare would also be fun. I think there's a lot you could do with the Switch's controllers to make an interesting game.
Yeah,
I mean, the Joy-Con kind of sucks.
WarioWare is it gets revealed and it comes out in like 2 months after E3.
Yeah, that makes sense for that series.
It's a good summer title. If we're not out of the I'm sorry. If we're not out of the Wario's woods yet with the Mario cast, sorry.
Monkey.
Yes, monkey. Let's talk about Donkey Kong. I'm playing through Tropical Freeze right now, and having great fun with that. But, you know, if we got a 3D platformer, you know, man, that'd be great. I haven't played Donkey Kong 64 necessarily. I hear mixed things about that. But I know a certain friend of ours who would be over the moon happy. Donkey Kong 64 is their favorite game of all time.
I have been thinking about DK for a long while. Since like at least February, I've been thinking that DK is going to be what we're going to be getting from the Odyssey team. And I did some back research and found out that they have two teams. They have 2 games in development, both a 2D one and a 3D one. Now, we don't know which one is coming first, but I think we will see one of those games this year, because it probably started right off the bat from Odyssey. And there are 2 ways this could go. It's either going to be both Odyssey 2 and a 2D DK game, in my opinion, or on the inverse, we get a 3D DK title, finally, and we get a 2D Mario made by the Odyssey team, which I think would actually be really cool.
That would be the ideal timeline for me, because like a 3D DK's 2D games are great. Tropical Freeze was great, but the idea of like Nintendo like making their own sort of reboot of it already when we like just got Returns like a decade ago. I know it's a while ago, but still, it feels recent to me. So I don't really like the idea of them just making another 2D DK. I'm sure it'd still be good. I would still be excited, but I'd rather them take DK into the 3D realm again and try that again. Maybe do new things with it. I think that would be a lot of fun, especially because there's not many good 3D platformers these days. So if you have a studio that's good at it, give them a 3D game. And then Mario just needs a better 2D game.
Sorry. I feel like it's time that we're going to like see Nintendo actually making 3D platformers that aren't Mario. Whether it be from Kirby, which I definitely think we're going to see 3D Kirby soon. It's gonna happen finally. And maybe even Donkey Kong. But either way, I feel like the stars are aligning for DK as of late, because we have like the DK Park that's coming. It has some new elements. It's not just completely returned stuff, even though there's some of that. We have the DK anniversary. Donkey Kong is turning 40. It would be like the perfect time to release a game.
That actually means Mario's turning 40 as well, when you think about it.
Yeah.
I actually have oh yeah.
I feel like it's not the time for Odyssey 2, since we just got Bowser's Fury, and I feel like even though Bowser's Fury was like a very quick thing, I don't feel like they'd even start development of Bowser's Fury if Odyssey 2 was coming so soon after.
Well, never say
never.
So
I think the stars are aligning for a 3D DK title.
Sorry, I have one more DK related prediction.
Yeah,
actually.
Of course.
I think there's a chance we don't get the DK, like the Donkey Kong Country or the 3D DK this year, and I think we might get I think we'll finally get another Mario vs. Donkey Kong that's like actually good. I think they're going, since it's been quite a while since the last one, I think they're going to go back to basics and do one in the style of DK94 or Mario vs. Donkey Kong on the GBA. As just a simple puzzle platformer based off the DK arcade game. I think that will be called Donkey Kong 2021. It will be a physical release because it will have the main campaign, a level creator, and a side mode with the minis, and it will release on October 15th.
That would be really cool.
All right.
Though personally, I do feel like we're gonna get like something DKC or something related, fairly related to that, in the vein of that sometime this year, and it will be the big holiday title because of something that we're saving till the end because Zelda's saved to the end.
Yeah.
It'll drive all of us bananas.
Indeed it will, and I will go full monkey mode, and it will be a very good time.
Yeah. So, anyways, small inconsequential eShop title blitz through Sizzle Reel. You know, the filler smaller companies pay Nintendo to advertise new games. That's probably going to be there 100%. It was in the last Direct, in the Direct before, in the Direct before, in the Direct before, etc. Jen, I want your take on this prediction I got.
Okay. One
of two. We're going to see either Bayonetta 3 or Metroid Prime 4, but not both.
Honestly, I want it to be Bayonetta 3. Earlier this year, I thought Bayonetta 3 could come out this year, and then they said to forget about it, which means it could have been a cheeky thing, because it's not unlike Kamaya or Platinum to just like be like, oh, forget about it, and then it comes out soon. But at the same time, I want to take them at their word. Meanwhile, Metroid Prime 4, it's now been, I think, over 2 years since they restarted development. I don't think it's coming out soon, but I think they might give like a CG trailer to prove that it still exists and that like, hey, this game's going along fine. Here's a look at what it'll be about.
Yeah.
I do have a thing about both Prime 4 and Bayonetta 3. I had a small thing written down, just Bayonetta 3 could show. I don't think it's super likely, but it's possible. And then my idea of Prime 4 is they basically, near the end, they're going to talk about how, they're basically going to have a guy on and he's going to say, I know everyone's excited for Prime 4 and we will have more information of that coming, possibly next year. But before that, take a look at this. And then they show off the Mercury Steam 2D Metroid game that everyone's been thinking is going to come soon.
Yes, please.
And I love 2D Metroid.
I'm honestly way more excited for 2D Metroid than I would be for Prime. I don't know what it is, but 2D Metroid is just a lot more of my jam.
I mean, it's like, God, what's a good comparison where you could prefer one or the other? It's like 2D Metroid and 3D Metroid. Let's go with that. Yeah, you know, like, Kamiya's statement, you know, I feel like Kamiya's, like, kind of a prick, and he knows how to troll people. So, like, I could take that statement as, like, he's, like, trying to subvert our expectations, like, all right, they won't expect it when I actually reveal it at E3. So I could see that as Bayonetta's case. I predict
Kamiya's
Bayonetta...
playing mind games. We all know this.
I predict Bayonetta's going to have, like, some sort of bob cut. Not like an Olivia Wilde bob cut.
Yes, please.
Something of that sort. Actually, maybe, like, longer down to, like, the back. As for Metroid Prime 4, yeah, it's been about the exact... It's been, like, the same amount of time it's been from Prime 4's announcement to its restart. Like, that's, like, that same amount of time period that we have right now. This is, like...
Yeah, but I feel like Prime 4 is going to take a good while. We're likely not going to see it. After COVID, I feel like it's not going to be until 2023. I could have seen it in 2022 before COVID, but now it's definitely a 2023
It's a latter half.
game.
It's a latter half. And I think the Prime trilogy might coincide with its release. Okay, so moving on.
Wait, actually, before we move on, I actually wanted to circle back to what you mentioned with the
what's
highlight
up?
reel. So, I feel like if we get Monkey Ball Banana Mania, it might show here in, like, that highlight reel. They won't even... Maybe they'll give it a full trailer, but I feel like it would be perfect at the Nintendo show, because Monkey Ball and Nintendo have kind of always gone to... Well, Nintendo's kind of all... Monkey Ball has always gone with Nintendo. It was a launch title on several Nintendo consoles. I feel like if we're going to see Banana Mania trying to harken back to the original titles, we might see it on the Nintendo presentation.
Yeah, for sure. So, I also think we might get a few more Wii U 3DS ports. I specifically have written down Xenoblade X and Metroid Samus Returns. Now, for the Wii U specifically, I still believe Wind Waker and Twilight Princess HD are going to come, but I think they're going to be in September, like after Skyward Sword releases, because you want to give that game its space. You know, it's been through a lot, like both critically and negatively. So it's like, I think the best thing to do is like give that game like some months to breathe, and then you introduce a double pack.
I have my Zelda predictions, but I'll save them to the end.
Yeah,
because they're kind of controversial.
Yeah. I guess one last Zelda thing I have is we're probably gonna get an expansion pass trailer for Age of Calamity, but
that makes sense. Yeah.
That definitely makes sense.
I do have a prediction for the Age of Calamity pass. I think because Purah is pretty obviously going to be the character. My idea for her moveset is that she uses the Sheikah camera, and it's basically like weaponized Pokemon Snap. She can use it to like mark enemies and get them. That's my idea for her moveset.
I want to see a playable Big Guardian.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
That would be really awesome. Imagine if,
I have
like,
a side Zelda.
Imagine if Nintendo's like, you can get it with the DLC, but if you have the Guardian amiibo, you can scan it in and you can play as the Guardian right away.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
There's a lot of potential. Monolith Soft's game might finally show itself here. I don't know what it could be about.
I very much agree.
Yeah, but other than that Xenoblade blurb that I gave, I think the attention with the Monolith Soft game is going to be focused on their new IP.
I feel like that might be saved until like the September Direct or sometime next year, but it's definitely possible for E3. And going into other things that might be saved for the September Direct, I have a lot of segues because I have a lot of things listed here. Splatoon 3. I feel like it's a 50-50
I have
chance
that
of showing here.
You have a good point. It is a 2022 game. What they could show, I'm pretty sure they could show more of the hub, and then like what they could set up what the story mode might be. And you know, I'm not gonna lie. Honestly, I like Splatoon, but like I'm not massively into it. So when I saw Splatoon 3 at the end of the Direct, I was just like, yeah, okay, yeah, I'll pick it up. But you know, it's not something I'm over the moon excited for. Like I need this, despite like its sheer popularity. But you know,
I feel like I was really excited for Splatoon 3. Sorry. What I was gonna say.
No, I was wrapping up. Go ahead.
Yeah. So Splatoon 3. That was something I was really excited for when it was like first revealed, but now it's sort of died down because it's still like it's just another Splatoon game. So I feel like they do really need to show off what's in that game, but that can wait until it's closer to release, and I don't feel like it's going to come until like June of next year. So they have time. It probably won't be shown until late this year, sometime early next year.
Yeah.
I'm with Squire. I like the world of Splatoon, but the core gameplay I've gotten kind of bored of it over time. I kind of wish like it was a spin-off or something, honestly. I want to see the single player world at the end.
Is it a hot Is it a hot take?
Oh yeah.
Is it a hot take to prefer Arms' gameplay to Splatoon's?
I think I like both.
Yeah.
I don't have it down, but we could see Arms too. We never know.
Oh, I would be happy. I would be excited for Arms too. I think there's a lot you could do with the Arms universe.
I very much disagree with that, I'm going to be honest. The Mario Kart team, who also works on Arms, their last game was Tour, and that came out in 2019. Arms 2 coming out only 2 years later, especially with COVID, wouldn't really make sense. I feel like whatever game we have from that team is going to come next year, and it's going to be revealed next year. And I'm gonna be honest, I think it's Mario Kart.
Right, you just reminded me that I want Mario Kart so bad, and I've been waiting day in and day out, 8 Deluxe, it's a wonderful game. I'm tired of the roster's filler, and I'd like to see different car parts, different tracks, Nintendo All-Stars, I'm tired of Tour taking all the cool stuff that should have been in Mario Kart. And, when it came to, like, a new Mario Kart entry, specifically, sorry, I'm belating it, Jen, but I personally feel Mario Kart should introduce, like, it should be Mario Kart featuring Nintendo All-Stars. It's still Mario Kart, you still have Mario Kart tracks, that's still the core, you still have Mario Kart items, but you bring in what Mario Kart 8 Deluxe has, like Legend of Zelda, a track based on Zelda, a track based on Animal Crossing. You could have properties like Metroid, Star Fox, Kirby Olimar,
I feel like
fit those in there.
I was in your exact position with Mario Kart like 1 to 2 years ago, where I was really, really craving it. And at this point, it's just been so long that I barely even care. It can come out when it comes out.
I actually surmised that could be like the launch title for the next console, because if you had Mario Kart sell with a Nintendo console day one, you would see amazing sales.
Yeah, I mean, that's what they should have done with the 3DS, is what I was going to say.
If Mario Kart... Yeah, you're right. I was going to say...
sorry. I don't think we're getting a Mario Kart game on the Switch. Yeah. I think we're not going to see one till the Switch successor. I'm not a big fan of the idea of Nintendo Kart or anything like that, but if it's like on top of mostly Mario stuff, I wouldn't mind as much.
Yeah,
I kind of want it mostly on top of Mario stuff. That would be my ideal situation. Like, because you can have Kirby racing characters from the Mario series, and I like that very much. And maybe just randomly we get Ridley as a DLC character, because I'd love to see Ridley driving a go-kart.
Nah, he's too big.
That would be funny.
He's too big. What are you talking about?
No, that would be hilarious.
Yeah.
And I don't want his weight class to be heavy. I want his weight class to be light, so he rides the tiny cars.
Yeah. Okay. So, I initially had this for E3, but, it came a few days ago. It's probably not going to happen. I was predicting we're going to get a Nintendo Switch Online update, and we're going to have... access to either the N64 library or the Game Boy and Game Boy Advance library. And, like, Game Boy would be roped under, like, one thing, but this is probably going to be a September thing for, like, their 3rd anniversary.
Yeah, they usually do it in September. And I'm going to be honest, I know a lot of people have gotten tired of the long drops. I feel like with NSO... they should be doing more frequent things, and it would be nice to have some more Nintendo stuff, because there is some strong omissions. But I am still appreciating the updates, because seeing this obscure stuff, most of which has never even been put on the Virtual Console, is actually kind of cool.
Yeah, I just remembered Nintendo kept releasing NES games month by month, and that was like a perfect flow. But, we hated it because... they were just a bunch of crappy games, of course, with a few bright exceptions, of course, Sukapan, Rai, and whatnot. But you know,
Yes.
it's just.
So that was
there
still
were
when they were releasing Nintendo stuff.
Yeah, and then the Super Nintendo came out, and they just went, you know what? On second thought, we're just gonna like cut back on the monthly release. We're just gonna do this whenever. And now it's just been a horrid drip feed. You know, we don't even have.
See, I was crushed by
Earthbound
that
Beginnings
because
or
I
Super
was like
Mario RPG.
I was absolutely crushed by the fact that they stopped doing the monthly because I was like the one person who wasn't complaining about that. I actually really liked the monthly drops.
Yeah.
And like I feel like there's a lot of weird omissions. What if I want to play Donkey Kong Jr. Math, Nintendo? What if I want to?
Oh, yeah.
It maybe the calculator devs are kind of against that. Maybe there'd be some strife
Oh
there.
yeah, Calculator is gonna sue.
Yeah, that would do it. Well, I guess since we're on the topic of software, we should bring up the elephant in the room that is a hardware revision. An updated Nintendo Switch model. So
Not at E3.
out of
They
Nah,
barely
yeah,
ever
it's not-
reveal
it's
new
not gonna
hardware at
be.
E3.
Yeah,
It's not going to be at E3.
it could be in July.
It will be like
That's
a couple months later, and they're gonna be like, "Oh hey, we've got this new Pro model of the Switch. It's gonna play Breath of the Wild 2 better. We're gonna launch it around the same time as that game. Hey, it looks cool. We got the cool design. The Joy-Cons don't drift as bad, but they still drift."
Yeah, I could see that. Like I can envision it. It could be like the Joy-Con are, you can still detach them. Like it'd be like a stupid rebrand called like the Super Joy-Con or the Joy-Con S Plus or whatever. And
The Joy-Con Pro.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, it'd have enhanced rumble feature, you know, like the buttons and triggers would be different. There'd be a D-pad instead of D-buttons. And, of course, there'd be, like, a reinforced control stick. But, yeah, I imagine it could go one of two ways where it's, like, either, you know, it's an upgraded dock, the model itself is upgraded, and you can just put it into any dock and it'll run at 4K. You know, like, there are a bunch of, like, other, like, bits and pieces and factors, like, we need to see a full picture. If it's not at E3, you know, I did want to bring it up here, just because, you know, I think we'll see it in the months coming up to September, or the holidays even, you know, because that's what they did with the Switch Lite. They showed Link's Awakening, and it's like, hey, by the way, this is launching the same day, as Link's Awakening. So, yeah, I just wanted to bring it up.
Yeah.
Now...
Yeah, that makes sense. I think I have one more prediction before we get into the guy with the green hat.
I have one more too. First, I'll echo Rai's thoughts about the Switch Pro. I don't think we're gonna see it, but I'll also want to talk about Fire Emblem Echoes. I think we're going to get a Fire Emblem remake that includes ports of the GameCube and Wii games. So I think Path of Radiance and Radiant Dawn. The games with Ike will be on Switch. It will come out in December. It will be like sort of like 3D All-Star style upgrades to both of them, so they'll be in widescreen and HD. And that's it. That's my prediction. Fire Emblem Echoes, the ones with Ike.
I'm gonna say it. I don't think Fire Emblem is gonna get anything this year.
I think we might get a tease, but yeah, I'm with Rye. I'm not expecting too much. By the way, Greg, if you're watching this, hello. I'll get around to Shadows of Valentia eventually, but you know, it is what it is. I was initially predicting Genealogy for the Echoes treatment, but Genealogy is coming to the NSO, so that disqualifies that for now.
Same for me. Yeah. Well, the reason I expect Fire Emblem is because it's basically become a bi-yearly series at this point, because there was Fates in 2015 in Japan, then Echoes in 2017, and then Three Houses in 2019. So I think we're due for our next remake.
I'm not sure. I really feel like it might get pushed into sometime in 2022, and I feel like it might even be a new game this time instead of Echoes.
Yeah, I wanted to touch on the game in question. You mentioned what I believe is the Tellius games. I was thinking the Binding Blade and Blazing Blade games. I think that both Roy and Elliewood stories, and, you know, Lindis included with Elliewood, you know, I think those games could, like, serve as a great remake, because, you know, Roy's very popular, Lynn is extremely popular, and, you know, Hector has some respected popularity. I think they're recognizable to the point where if Nintendo wanted to remake those games, well, I should say Intelligent Systems, if they wanted to remake those games, like, I think they do very well, especially since that turns... Actually, you know what? This actually ties into something. They came out... Binding Blade came out in 2003, right? Blazing Blade?
Yeah.
So...
I think so.
It could be a 2023 title and coincide with the 20th anniversary that Fire Emblem came outside of Japan. That is my...
Yeah,
we're
no,
thinking
that,
ahead
you see,
here.
you actually make a really good point with that. I feel like that would be like the perfect thing for them to do.
And I feel
you make
like
a really good point.
I don't know how meaty Binding and Blazing are, so like I'm not sure how or if you could combine those two into like one ultra super game, you know, like make it like a deluxe pack of some sort.
I'm not sure about that.
I'd love to see supports with everybody, you know, like having full voiced cutscenes with ray chase and magic sites. I'd love that. But
yeah,
that'd be perfect.
Anyways, guys, I think we've made it.
Wait, before we do, I do have one final thing
so
to talk
close.
about.
So close. All right, what do you got?
I don't think it's gonna show up, but I feel like it needs to be talked about. So I have a long introduction for this. Pikmin Free Deluxe came out in 2020. We're getting the Pikmin mobile game this year. I feel like Pikmin 4 is going to be next year. And we're probably going to see it. We're probably going to see it in September, not at E3. But I feel like it's one of those games where Nintendo is trying to push the Pikmin series. So they might like show it at E3 as like a big thing. I think it's finally time. Pikmin shared development with Mario Maker. And it's probably been in development since like 2013. So it's had a lot of time. And I feel like, even despite everything, and despite it being, like, developed alongside Mario Maker 2, and other Mario Maker games until 2019, and despite COVID, I think 2022 is Pikmin 4's time. We're gonna see it sometime in the spring, maybe the summer.
You know, I was so close to putting it on there, but I've thrown in the towel. But, you know, maybe it's too soon. You know, because Pikmin's not, like, extraordinarily big, but, like...
I mean...
When Miyamoto dropped that quote, I'm just like, when is it coming, old man? Just tell me.
2022 to 2013 is actually the same gap the same gap as Pikmin 2 to Pikmin 3.
Okay.
So technically, it isn't too soon.
Alright. Jenny, you got anything else before we move on?
Nope, that's all my pre-finale predictions.
Now, a new breath of fresh air. The sequel to Breath of the Wild, I predict, will close the E3 presentation. We're going to get
it 100%.
Agreed.
We're going to get a full title for the game. I'm tired of calling it Breath of the Wild 2. You know,
we're gonna call it Depth of the Wild. We're gonna call it one of those stupid games that was in one of the 4 families.
I think we're gonna get a trailer that reintroduces us to the world. We're gonna see new graphical changes because, you know, that is a Wii U game that got ported to the Switch, and I think that the world is gonna look significantly different since we last visited.
They did say that. They did say that they're, like, trying to, like, expand or change the world in some way. That was basically what they were implying with the last time they've talked about it.
Well, one of my key predictions is, like, I think the time jump is going to be between either a month to 3 months, or I think they could do half a year to a whole year. And so we could see towns that were destroyed by the calamity be redeveloped, and, like, there are different areas in Hyrule where the topography has completely changed. And I bring up the topography because I think that the earthquake that shot Hyrule Castle up into the sky in the first trailer, I think that might change the topography of Hyrule in some way. Like, I think the earthquake itself might affect how some of the mountains are formed and whatnot.
I do also feel like we're gonna have some sky stuff. We're gonna see some underground stuff. I feel like, before we get into Jenny, who probably is a lot more than me, I wasn't super into Breath of the Wild, just because I never was able to get into it, but
yeah,
I am excited for Breath of the Wild 2. I feel like we're going to see some cool stuff with it, and I feel like it's going to be an early 2022 release, about 5 years after the original.
Interesting. All right, Jenny.
All right.
Take it away.
So the the trailer begins exactly where the previous one left off. It shows them in the dungeons of Hyrule Castle, and the corpse of Ganon is like shambling itself. It's like going toward them. Link's trying to defend Zelda, but it's not hard because it's a corpse. Like, it's like, oh, this isn't a threat, and then the corpse latches onto Link, and Link starts to get filled with this malice, he's starting to corrupt a little bit.
I like where you're going with this. I like where you're going with this.
And then, Zelda's, calling out for him, and he turns back at her, and, he looks angry. He's an angry Link now, and then you realize that Ganon has created a new vessel for his human form.
Oh god, he's Norded!
Which is Link. Yep. And then it shifts to Zelda's perspective as you play as Zelda leaving the dungeon, and then it shifts to gameplay of her all across Hyrule, which is now corrupted under Ganondorf's control, and it's like a new gameplay style. She has her own tools, the progress is reset because you're not playing as Link anymore, but she has new abilities, there's new areas to explore, and then it reveals the title is The Legend of Zelda, The Fallen Champion, releasing in March 2022.
Okay, that is an amazing idea, and that just awakens so many ideas I've had for a while. I just remembered that I was thinking, a whole year ago, what if Breath of the Wild 2 has both playable Link and Zelda? And it's basically the idea Jenny proposed, but you choose which one you get saved, and you play as that character. And then, Zelda would have, a completely new moveset, everything would be reset. They do, a Metroid Prime thing, where, Link gets, slightly corrupted and loses all of his powers from Breath of the Wild, so he has to get them back. And then for Zelda, she just doesn't have anything.
My prediction, I have to hand it to you, Jenny. That was wonderful. But,
thank you.
Emphasis on the hand. I think that hand's gonna come into play how Link's progress gets reset. I think that's going to stunt the use of his dominant hand, and that's how he's gonna start learning how to use the Master Sword and other weapons with his left hand, because that was an issue. That was a small lore issue that people had, was why is Link right-handed in Breath of the Wild? Even though he was ambidextrous in both Skyward Sword and Twilight Princess. Well, not Skyward Sword.
So it's Dunban.
Oh my god, yes. He walks around and the arm is just like noodle limp, but he's still able to climb mountains with one arm. No, it wouldn't work that way, of course, but.
He'd probably have some rune to help him climb.
Right. You brought up the sky earlier, and yes, I want to go back to the sky. I want a playable Loftwing, and I could see that tying in with the Zelda Loftwing amiibo. You get a pet Loftwing to fly around Hyrule, but you can only fly around Hyrule during the day because at night Loftwings can't see. So yeah, you're on your own. Bye.
Okay.
Now, there's only... If we get to the sky, do not give us the Yoka, alright? I swear to God, Twilight Princess has some weird nightmare fuel. I do not want to see those chickens again. Get that away from me.
They're gonna be back.
Oh, God.
Okay, so before we get into the other Zelda stuff, I want to get out my controversial prediction.
Yeah, what's up?
Because I'm just going to say it. I think Skyward Sword is the only Zelda thing we're going to get this year. I think, maybe, some kind of eShop game that's, Four Swords eShop version, maybe. I doubt that's going to happen.
That actually is one of my predictions. I think since for the 25th anniversary we got the Four Swords anniversary version, I think we're going to get Four Swords Adventures this time with online, because that game is very inaccessible today. I think it makes sense to port and give
I would
online
very much
features.
love that.
That would be a lot of fun.
Will it have Tetra trackers?
I would very much love that. We also get... What if we actually get Navi trackers in English as well?
I just said Tetra trackers. Yeah, that'd be nice.
That would be awesome.
But yeah.
You know what would be even cooler? If we actually got, an alternate skin for that. That was where we get, what it was the original intended version was. Because it was originally intended to be a sequel to this obscure SNES game called Marvelous.
Interesting. So I wanted to go back to the trailer, and it's yes, I do think the underground will be explorable. I'm a bit more 50-50 on the sky, because that could just be a situation where it's Hyrule Castle is the highest point in Hyrule now, but it's you can still see it visible across the map. It's just this floating sky island, that's just visible in the center. I don't know if Castle Town doubles a part of that, but that's neither here nor there. I think the tone will be like pretty upbeat, like pretty like soothing, like calm, like how near Automata is essentially, like when you're just walking around the world. I think we could see a trailer like that. But then like eventually you'll get a hard cut that's like grittier and dark, and you start to see like creepy, uneasy moments that wouldn't be so out of place in Majora's Mask or Twilight Princess. Like, you see moments like that in Breath of the Wild, too.
I do feel like we're going to get, like, the exact blend of the kind of, like, in a way, coziness that you have in Breath of the Wild, where it's, like, it's this whole open world, and you can just explore it. And then you also have, like, the unsettling feelings of Majora's Mask and games like that. And maybe some stuff that's in between, like with Skyward Sword. We did mention the sky, the waffling amiibo. Just like, it's going to be, because it's going to be this 35th anniversary Zelda title, just like Breath of the Wild was a bit of a celebration, it's going to have a lot of stuff that's going to harken back to older games in some way.
Right.
Just like both tonally and everything else.
You just gave me a great idea. What if you explore the underground and you find like fossils and old structures from old incarnations of Hyrule.
That is perfect.
Like think about this. You go to where Death Mountain used to be and you find fossils and like abandoned mines from the magma. Or you go to the desert and you find broken down little robots. You go to the Deku Forest and you find like the abandoned stump of like the original Deku tree, because like there's that theory that the Deku tree sprout like eventually grew. So you could make that timeline, because that sprout was also the Wind Waker sprout. So like there could be and then you go to the Hira, the Northern Mountains, and you find the Snow Peak ruins, and then you find fossils of Yetta and Yetta. You still get soup. But that's neither here nor there.
Okay, proposal. We have the Picori come back, and they live underground.
Oh my, that's bold.
We have like a tiny mini village that's underground, and maybe one of Link's Link gets new runes, and one of them allows him to shrink down like he did in Minish Cap.
I want a hookshot rune.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
I want a hookshot rune.
And like you could even use that to take on enemies in completely new ways. I feel like that could completely flip the game upside down in a way, having a rune like that.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. Jenny, you got any last information you want to squeeze in there?
I guess, I imagine for the world, since they are reusing it most likely, I think they're going to just basically expand it in every single way possible. So like you can now go swim underwater, find underwater areas. They're going to potentially have areas change, like you said, with earthquakes, with more. That could potentially open up underground areas, like crevices or caves you can crawl into. They could have like big sprawling underground cave areas. They could expand into the sky. I think they're going to do the entire kitchen sink to make the world feel as fresh as possible while still using the framework they created several years ago.
That's very interesting.
Okay, I actually do have one final prediction about Breath of the Wild, too.
Okay.
The frame rate's going to be... I know Breath of the Wild has a slightly inconsistent frame rate. I feel like this has kind of become an advent with recent Switch games. The frame rate on regular Switch isn't going to be as good as the original was, because there's going to be a lot more going on. And that's going to be tied into how the Switch Pro is going to be sold, because they're going to be like, oh, the Switch Pro can run it better and you won't have the lag.
All right.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, speaking of the Switch Pro, it will launch with the Switch Pro probably. Either that or Mario Kart.
No, 100%.
Oh, absolutely.
100% the Switch Pro is going to launch with Breath of the Wild.
I was either wondering if it was going to be this... I was wondering if it was going to be this holiday or on Breath of the Wild's 5th anniversary. I think it could be either or. But there's no...
Actually, that does tie into my final prediction.
Yeah.
I already said March 2022 for Breath of the Wild, but I want to actually explain what I think is going to like take its place as the holiday title, because I think it definitely got delayed from like October. And here's what my prediction is. I feel like originally, Donkey Kong, the game I've been talking about, the DK game, was going to be in July for the anniversary.
Ooh.
Skyward Sword HD was going to be around April, around the time of New Pokemon Snap, and Breath of the Wild 2 was going to be in at the end of the year, sometime in October. And then COVID happened, all the games got delayed. They decided to market DK as the big holiday title, since they already have the part coming. It's this big anniversary. It kind of just works out. Breath of the Wild gets delayed into March along with the Switch Pro. They use those things tie together. DK becomes a big holiday title, and in the end that benefits it, and it sells really well for the series.
Okay, cool. Well,
Yeah.
I think that's everything, right, guys?
Yeah, and
It
we have
sure
been going
is.
for like 100 minutes.
140
Oh my gosh,
actually.
yeah.
Yeah, I guess we should wrap
Oh
this
my
up.
God.
Before we go, Ryan, Jenny, where can we find you guys?
So I'll go first. I'm on YouTube. I make videos. Most of them out now are about Kirby and Pac-Man. All of them are for some reason. I actually have another video that might be out when this video releases. It probably won't be because I just started recording that. But like, keep an eye out. YouTube.com/C/RyGuy335. And I also have Twitter @RyGuy335. That's the extent where you can find me. You might see me around on a Discord server talking about Kirby and how much I like Joy Mech Fight.
I know we both.
Or Superliminal.
I know Jen and I both do.
Yep, and that's basically it. That's the extent of it.
All right.
Yeah. So you can also find me on YouTube. I do video essays and sometimes similar discussion videos like this one. I've done videos about Nintendo games like Super Mario 3D Retrospective, which I had a lot of fun with. I have some upcoming videos that are basically about random topics that are kind of obscure and only interest me, but they should be interesting for full videos. And you can find me on YouTube as Jenny G. I don't have a custom URL yet, but you can just search and probably find me. And I'm also on Twitter at JennyGaia00, like GAIA00. So that's where you can find me.
All right, and of course, for me, well, this is my channel's right here, obviously, and my Twitter will be in the description as well. That is the Squire _. Some.
And if someone says Sonic Adventure, it'll probably show up.
Yeah,
so that's something.
Something about that. Anyways, Jenny, Ryan, it's been a pleasure. Thank you all for watching and listening. I've been the Squire. Be kind to one another. Thank you very much. Farewell.
See ya.
Kirby.